every year it's exciting to be able to bring in, to usher in a new group of freshmen, but it's also very difficult to kind of see a group of seniors leave. When I think about who these women were as freshmen, and a lot of the great things that they brought to the program, but also in the ways that you guys have grown during your 4 years here, it's just, it's inspiring. And so I thank you guys for the effort that you guys have put into it. We are very excited about another fall season of Hope College volleyball, and a couple of the things that you're going to see with this group. I think one of the things that's really interesting with this team in particular is the offensive differences that we have available to us. We have got a lot of hitters who are performing at a pretty high level right now. I think we'll be continuing to perform at a high level. I mean, our shoulders are a little sore from a tough preseason. And so I think once we kind of get those recharged a little bit, we're going to be doing some great things. One of the first couple days of preseason, just watching it, at some of the power that we were being able to hit with, the consistency that we were being able to attack with, and some of the different offensive varieties, people who are flexible and versatile, being able to hit at different places on the net and at different tempos. You'll see sets that are going to go high and then they're going to go fast, and the coordination that all of that is taking is going to take a little bit of time to continue developing, but this team has got a ton of potential with regards to that, and people that can be used in lots of different ways, and I am really excited to see the puzzle pieces of that offense coming together. Defensively, you're going to see something a little bit different from us this year as well, and if you had the chance to watch any of the Olympics, yeah? Got some good, volleyball got great coverage in the Olympics this year, which it typically doesn't, which was absolutely awesome. But the defense that we are starting to put into play right now, we did a little bit like in 2012 into 2013. We went away from it a little bit in 2014, 2015, but then I think we're going to be bringing it back. We are bringing it back this year. It's a shallow middle defense, so you're going to see our middle back playing a little bit more in the middle of the court more often. And the idea behind that is to try to put your best digger in the position to be able to dig the most balls. And that's right in the middle of the court. And right now, Lex is doing a great job of being able to hold down that position and get to a ton of balls. And that's really exciting. The quality of the digs might not be as good, just so you know, okay? But we're going to touch more balls, and we're going to keep more balls off the ground, and that is the whole point of what it is that we're trying to do.
The reason for that is that I did not graduate any of my impact players. So I have those 5 players back that won the conference last year, won the spring AQ, and went to the Nationals in Rochester, New York. I'll carry 9 golfers. 3 of them will be freshmen, 3 sophomores, 2 juniors, 1 senior. And as you can see from the sheet, there's a lot more. But some of these incoming freshmen have already cut themselves, knowing what competition they're up against. I will have the first practice tonight and tryouts the balance of this week. Friday and Saturday we have our first tournament in Bedford Valley. That will give us the opportunity to take, and all 9 boys will be playing in that tournament. That'll give us the opportunity, along with the tryout scores and next week's practice, to see what we move forward with in our first MIAA match. This year, the MIAA has changed the format of the men's golf program. Now the 2 programs, the gals and the guys, are alike. In the past, each school had an opportunity to host, and they've changed that. So every other year, the schools will host in their home course. And that applies to Hope College. This year, we will not be hosting at Washtenaw. And our home course is Washtenaw, probably the most beautiful golf course in the west side of Michigan, if not Michigan. Recruiting is fun. And the fun part of it is this. I come in today to have a meal. A proud grandparent said to me, came rushing over, "Are you the men's golf coach?" I said, "Sure." He had it all written out. He has a top 10 medalist in the state of New York. He's looking for a school. Gave me a name. Now, he hopefully will give me contact information, and I'll seek that out. But that's the unique thing that happens. I had that happen to me 4 years ago in Chicago. Person come up, piece of paper, not too much bigger than one of these tickets. Had a name scribbled on there, proud grandparent. This person is in West Michigan. Oh, he's a great kid, he's a great golfer. Gotta get in touch with him. And she disappears in the crowd. So, but I eventually found out the name and tracked it down and became a top golfer.
Competitive golf can kind of fly under the radar, so we get an opportunity to talk and brag about our team. We sometimes take a little bit longer than we should, so bear with me today. I have the pleasure of coaching a great group of young ladies. They're not only very good golfers, but they're also excellent students. And as Darren said, last year we were fortunate enough to finish 10th in the country. This year we had tryouts last week, and it was the lowest we've ever shot, so we are very excited about this year. We have 9 team members. One of the 3 seniors we have is Kelsey Guntley. She's a part-time player, usually plays 5 or 6. And we have sophomore Emily Dancer, who could, if she gets it together and gets more consistent, should be a top 5 player in the year or so. And we have a freshman, Taylor Ramage, who is new to the program, but every time she plays, she shoots better, so that's very encouraging. 3 girls in the middle of the lineup that we really depend on, because the top of our lineup is, I'm not going to lie, ain't very good. So we have to get a 4 score, because in college golf you play 5 players and you count the 4 lowest scores, so you only get to throw out 1 score. So our 4th player is Megan Wieringa. She's a junior, and this is the first year since I can remember we only have 1 player from South Christian. We usually have 2 or 3 players from South Christian. It's been really a great feeder school for us, so to speak. But Megan gets better every year, and obviously if you keep 4 scores, if Megan plays well, not many teams can beat the Dutch. Then we have Elena Moore and Dominic Molinaro, and we had 3 18-hole tryouts last week, and they couldn't decide who's going to play 5 or 6 because they are still tied, so they have to go out today and play again tonight to decide who plays 5 or 6 this weekend in the first match at Carthage. Then we have our top 3 players, and it's just amazing for D3 golfers. I don't think I'm going to have this opportunity much more. They've been together for 3 years. They're outstanding golfers. They could play on any team. And the first one is Megan Clintworth. She's a junior. She will start the year at number 1. She was the best player in the league as a freshman. Another one is Nicole Meyer, who is a junior. She was by far our most improved player last year. Nicole is also one of our 2 academic All-Americans on the team, and she's just a very good golfer, and every year gets better.
7 seniors, 5 juniors, 13 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. So last year we were pretty young. I felt like I was raising 13 babies. So now we have that much more maturity and experience this year. We have 2 all-region players returning, 4 MIAA players, our top 4 goal scorers, and 25 out of our 27 have been on the team before. So we have a lot more experience. We have great leadership this year in our 4 senior captains, and Elizabeth Perkins, Jen Thalen, Nat Curry, Molly Miedema, and I would expect all of those players to start to contribute a great deal, but that remains to be seen. We've been having really good practices so far, great intensity, a team of high character, and we're just ready to open. So this weekend we go to Wheaton, and we play Hanover, who is also picked to win their conference. And then we have to turn around and play Wheaton, who's traditionally ranked in the nation somewhere in the top. So that's going to be a difficult weekend for us. We were picked to be number 1 this year in the conference. Our team motto this year is well done is greater than well said. So talking about it doesn't necessarily do it. We can talk about being number 1, we're supposed to be number 1, but we have to actually go out and win the game. So hopefully we can get that done this year.
Actually, both teams are scholar athlete teams. Our men's team returns 2 academic All-Americans, which for me, scholar athletes is what it's all about in Division III. And so we have some very good quality scholar athletes on our team. We returned 3 of our top 7 from last year, which means, yeah, we have to reload and rebuild. And that makes it quite interesting for us. We're led by our 3 captains, Tyler Brinks and Benjamin Peterson, as well as Julian Morrison. These guys aren't new to the national scene. Both Benjamin and Tyler both competed at the U.S. Nationals for track, beating Division I athletes, so it's out at Hayward Field. Some of you watched the Olympic trials for track and field, and they were competing at those kind of meets for steeplechase. So they're used to competing at the high level. So those are the kind of athletes you like to have, ones that know how to compete and ones that know how to win. And so we're going to be led by those guys. But on the other side, we have to develop our returning people. We're not blessed like with golf, having the whole top group back on the men's side. But with the guys' side, we have to really develop the returners. So we have some people who did well in track last spring, particularly Cam Jones and Nick Solomon in the middle distance. Nick just narrowly missing All-American last spring in the 800, so it's nice to have that kind of quality back for us. And then we have some good local talent as well. Brendan Jones, Cam's little brother, is joining us from Black River, as well as Nathan Slough. He's a Holland Christian product, who's really did well this summer of training and has looked good in early practices. So I look forward to having the guys develop. Unlike everybody else, we don't have to be good until November. And so I said, get used to strap it on for 10 weeks, guys. We're working hard, and we're going to see what comes together at the very end. And so our goal this year is to be in the best shape we can be, come the conference championship October 29th, and then bring it out to November when we host the regional meet out of West Ottawa. So the guys, we're very excited about how it's going to look, and I think we can challenge and do well in that capacity. So that's where we're going to go with the guys. The women's side, completely opposite. They were the top scholar athlete team last year in Division III cross country. We had 7 academic All-Americans, and plus the top scholar athlete. We only graduated 2 of our top 9, so it's nice to have some All-Americans back, and it's nice to come back fully loaded to run against that school from Grand Rapids.
I want to say, just the reminder that Mark gave as he was talking about scholar athletes was really good for me to hear, because we get into the competition of what we're trying to accomplish, and it can sometimes be easy to forget that that's what we're here for. At Hope College, we deliver well on that, and I look at my student athletes from last year, and I'm proud to say that in my 27 years here, we've carried our highest GPA that we've ever carried as a team, and so I'm proud of the fact that they are here. They have a 1.0 is the bad news of that. Actually, we had a 3.26 GPA this year, and that is by far the highest level GPA that we've carried as a team, so I'm very pleased with that. Last year we started 6 to 8 freshmen, so to hear the summary of us finishing 4 out of our last 5 with success, thank goodness for that, or it would have been a really tough year, because we were scrambling to finish 4th in the league and make the league tournament this last year. But we were also starting 6 to 8 freshmen at each game during the year. That was very unusual for us. And a team that's used to being in the top 25 in the country who is scrambling to be 4th in the league was quite a shock for us. And so we're hoping to build on that this year. And I believe that we'll build on it strongly. We won't probably be starting any freshmen other than in the goal. We have no returning goalkeepers, so it's a battle now with 4 goalkeepers incoming who have an opportunity to start. We'll see who ends up on top of that by Friday of this week. We should have a very good picture of that. Unlike Mark, we have to be good on Friday, because if we don't win that AQ through the league tournament at the end of the year, then we hope to have a great presentation of what happened in our first 5 matches of the game outside of the league. And so when we go up against Ohio Wesleyan, a perennial powerhouse, we need to be good this Friday. So we hope that we've trained them well in preparation. Names to look for, it's kind of fun to look down through the list and say, who from this area might you be interested in? Have you ever heard of the name Bilesma? He's over at my table as well. His son made the team this year. And at the same table, Mark Nortex's son is also on our team. So a couple of hope names that you're going to find as well as local names in there. We have 9 new freshmen on our team, 17 returners. We believe that the experience that those freshmen got last year should benefit us quite greatly going into this year. Will we be top 25 this year? It'd be pretty tough to predict that, but I think we'll take a step closer. Last time we were in this situation where we had a tough year, we finished 5th in the league. The next year we finished 4th, the next year 3rd, the next year 2nd, you get the idea. And then we're back in the national tournament rebuilding. I'd like to believe we're not going to take 5 years to get there this time. But I really hope that we can put on a good show and good ability. We're going to drive our team with values this year. We're going to ask them to do 3 things every game, and that is to compete, and to compete better than the other team is willing to do, to have composure out on the field in the midst of that competition. And then, because it's soccer, expect to get attacked.